Hello everyone and welcome back to the OWC World Cup semifinals for the last time this weekend. We have saved at the very least one of the best for last with this matchup. It's a very anticipated winners bracket match between Poland and Germany. Seed 2 versus Seed 3. Poland with their new superstar Malashevsky on a tear this year as the number 2 seed in the tournament. And Germany, one of the most dominant teams in the last few years of the OWC World Cup, returning again as seed number 3 out of the qualifiers with a few familiar names in the roster this time around. My name is Dio. I'm joined for this match by Mr. Chillier Pear.
Hello! One of the best matches of the weekend. Certainly a distinction that is needed this time around. If anyone here was watching the stream last night for our other winners bracket match with the US versus South Korea, you know that this match has a hell of a lot to live up to in terms of how close it was. We had that tiebreaker finish, and all things considered, I think we could see, potentially a similar result from this match here. Poland, they've had Malashevsky really bringing them through these kind of mid, now going into the later stages of the tournament right now. Germany, while they have had their fair share of carries, have definitely had a little bit better of a time working together as a cohesive entity, as a team. And I wonder if that's going to be the difference maker between these two teams today. We're going to have to see what happens when the actual picks start coming out. Poland, see if their backing players on top of Malashevsky are able to make it work today. We're going to get into the bans. It's going to be Germany banning Hidden 2 first. Poland going to have their 2 bans immediately following.
And I feel like if you've been paying attention throughout the tournament and throughout the last few years, you're probably expecting some kind of speed bans coming out from Poland. While they're a good speed team themselves, it's not really surprising to anybody who's watched the World Cups the last few years that Germany is a very good speed team. They have always had a very good speed roster. It's even been their picks into a team like the United States for several years in a row now, which, to say nothing of how good the United States is a very brave thing to pick into them because the US is also a very good speed team. So I feel like that's probably what we're going to see from Germany. At the very least, I think that Germany, less lopsided of a roster, going to have a lot of really solid players on maps where you expect to see high scores, and Poland probably wanting to go into those types of maps where you expect low scores from the majority of players and 1 or 2 people to pop off and carry the pick, because that's what they want to enable Malashevsky to do. And you can see already a speed ban coming out from Poland on the free mod to Gehenna by Rabbit House. Going to be taken off the board for Germany. Not really surprising. That map is hardcore in more ways than one. Very difficult speed pick overall, and something that even Russia had a hard time on earlier today, to give you an idea of the overall difficulty of that map. Something that Germany would probably dominate on in this matchup. And DT2 afterwards. Man, no surprises at all.
Yeah, no, not at all. We're really seeing those, kind of basic mechanics bans from Poland here. Not surprising against this German roster whatsoever. A good thing to mention as well, again, similar to kind of what we were seeing from South Korea last night, where you're really looking for those maps where you can have one really good score out of Malashevsky and then have one other player that's able to back him up. And then, if you find those types of maps, you really are going to have a good shot at getting a foothold into this match if you are Poland. Something to be careful of against Germany, though, is that they're a very good, well-rounded roster. Kind of something more similar, or rather akin to what we saw in the Canada matches, where just as a team, you were seeing 2, 3, 4 players on multiple maps being able to put up these ridiculously high scores. And I think that's something we've come to expect out of Germany as kind of, one of the favorites to potentially win the tournament this year. We talk about a lot of those teams that we expect to see in finals and grand finals weekend. And, while I think both of these are teams that we expect to see there this year, Germany, of course, in previous, 2 years now have proven that they belong in those, upper spots here. So right now, I think they're really banking on their tournament experience. They've got a little bit of a different roster this year that we've gone over multiple times, but it's been working well for them just like it has in previous years. Obviously, they've got their star players and people like Whitecat and Kriller. And again, it really is about Poland finding that duo or even trio to contest that top level from Germany at the start of this match here. But with bans done, we're looking for the first pick. It's going to come out of Germany, so they're going to have a chance to start this match off strong, go up 1-0. It's a pretty advantageous position if you are a confident team. And we'll see what happens there. Bartek is going to...
It is actually first pick for Poland.
Is it
Nick has debated you.
Corrected. Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Nick, why do you do this to me?
He is watching F1. That is why.
Oh, that's why. Apparently, I'm watching F1 too because I didn't know.
So first pick for Poland, going to be the hidden 3 as we get that swapped out. The blue color coming through on the pick there for Germany, but it's actually Poland's first pick. And I don't think this is too big of a surprise. This is the hidden flow aim, like super high BPM alt or low BPM stream map. Lots of accelerating and decelerating streams, lots of cut streams, lots of space streams, lots of finger control, slider aim, like polygonal shaped pattern streams as well. This is that kind of gimmicky flow aim pick that you go for when you want to test how good the other team is, A, at hidden, and B, at that kind of aim control that is really necessary to put up a good score on this map. This is also a pick where the last quarter of the map gets way, way harder than the rest of the pick. So if you have 1 or 2 players that you think are going to be really, really strong on a pick like this, Malshevsky, then I think this is probably a pretty good pick for you because you can almost guarantee yourself an extra 200 or 300,000 score just in the last quarter of the map if that player does finish out the full combo.
Absolutely. I think this is the type of pick here where we've seen in previous matches this weekend. It has given quite a few of even our best kind of flow aim players some difficulty on this one. You've got those overlapping square patterns. You've got these really, accentuated spacing, accelerating streams throughout the entire map. And there's a lot of kind of crucial points in this to catch breaks out on a lot of the top end of players here. We even saw yesterday some of the best players in those matches getting, caught up on moving their cursor too fast through these beginning streams. And it really is about being comfortable right off the gate in this pick here. Eyes on both teams here for some of these star hidden players. Obviously, Malashevsky on the side of Poland, as well as someone like Mishny, who generally is one of the better hidden alt players on the side of this Poland roster. For the side of Germany, Okinamo kind of, resident hidden there, as well as Kriller here, and some big backing abilities from Shark and Whitecap. This is Poland's first pick, and we expect them to be very confident at stuff like this. But it's Malashevsky and Bartek Mishny to trade breaks. Shark, Okinamo, Whitecat as well. Some massive misses right from the start.
Yeah, all but Nahus and Kriller find breaks at the start of this map, actually. It's 3 breaks for either team. Basically everything even afterwards. I think a little bit better accuracy for Germany at the moment. Another break comes through from Mishny. Does give combo lead over to Germany solidly now, about 200 combo up on Poland. Early days, though. It's the very start of the map, so not going to be too impactful, I don't think, as we get into the first KI time where the map really will start to pick up. I think that's where we'll start to see really who's comfortable on this and who's not, is during this part here, as you start to see tons and tons of those slider aim patterns mixed into lots of the stream aim. Mishny having a lot of trouble, it seems, with getting together a consistent combo on this map. The recovery has been good from everyone else who missed there at the start, but Mishny in particular just not quite able to hold. Nahus going to be finding a miss on the space stream. Kriller able to hold. Whitecat will trade out one of those misses, but that is still a full combo advantage for Germany.
That's a big miss for Poland there on Nahus. Obviously, that was their last full combo to combat against Kriller right there. Whitecat gonna hold off the massive Germany score gain for a little bit here with that break. It's gonna give Mishny a chance to catch up just slightly. but these combos on the side of Germany are just remaining a little bit more consistent. Everyone kind of missed that pretty difficult pattern at the beginning, and it's kind of the difference between those carry players that we mentioned. There goes Bartek as well on the slider section here. This has proven to catch a lot more players on the breaks here than it has on some of the easier sections, or some of the more aim-heavy, stream pattern sections here. Kriller doing exactly what he needs to do right now for Germany. We mentioned those top two performers for them, Kriller and Whitecat, and just one of them holding right now. It's Malashevsky on his lonesome, and he's really only matching up with one of Shark or Okinamo, not to mention Kriller's full combo here. Backing combos on Poland not there as well right now. Coming into the last quarter of the map, and it's almost a 300,000 score lead for Germany. It's a triple break from Poland too, and I think that's just going to do it with the FC held on Kriller.
Yeah, it seems like the pop-off potential is there for Kriller this time around, not Malashevsky. Gonna find the break on the big accelerating space stream into the last quarter here, as nobody else holds the combo at all. Bartek is able to, keep it together, but didn't have the big combo to make any difference, and there's, like you said, a 300,000 score lead and climbing for Germany right now. As Kriller just continues to do Kriller things, really made a name for himself over the last 2 years in the OWC World Cup 2021 and through 2022 community tournaments. And Kriller just continuing to show why he is one of the best tournament players in the game right here. Hitting the entire... This is the section I was talking about, by the way, this entire last quarter of the map. And if you have somebody like Kriller on your team who can just hit this no problem, there you go. Free full combo for Germany as Kriller shows off. Really solid first pick break point for Germany. That was Poland's first pick, so starting off on a very strong foot for Germany, and not the way Poland wanted this to go whatsoever.
And they had some matching scores on Nahus Malashevsky and Bartek, Shark Okinamo, and even Whitecat, Mishny doing pretty well to match up there. They just had nobody to respond to the full combo on Kriller there. Unfortunate breaks from Malashevsky, very clearly comfortable on that map, 6 100s, but a bunch of slider breaks and some over aims on that stream. They're really just not giving the score that Poland needed to take their advantage on that pick. Germany ends up winning by 477,000, pretty much the difference of that FC on Kriller. Top score in the lobby with good ack as well. It's now going to go to the side of Germany. They have potential to consolidate this break point here. You really hate to see these break points at the start of these matches because it's much easier to consolidate when you still have your comfortable picks up on the board. Germany, they're going to go immediately into no mod 2. They want to keep this break point on their side, and this is a pick that they absolutely know that they can perform on. I mean, you have eyes on, I think, Shark and Whitecat instantly for Germany on a stream-style pick here, and apparently Kriller as well after that, kind of alt-style pick. Some of those flow aim patterns with the space streams relating just a little bit to this no mod 2. You've got these kind of accelerating, decelerating stream patterns, requires a lot more aim than what you typically see in these semifinals no mod 2s here, especially at 200 BPM. Tapping requirement is not super high, so it really is about that cursor movement. But on the side of Poland, you are looking for some great stream players to join the roster here as well. Mastash, a name that comes to mind immediately, as well as Ypan, one of the new additions to the roster this year, has been performing very well for themselves. Looks like Rafis and Whitecat going to be the last two joining the lobby here for either side. These are pretty solid stream rosters, honestly. I would hate to pick a side with one of these teams right now.
And I think that's why you saw Poland ban out the 2 speed maps, right? Instead of banning out something like the No Mod 2. Germany's roster for this is incredible, don't get me wrong, but Poland's is not bad at all by any means. Malashevsky, Mustache, Wypan, Rapis is a scary 4-player roster on this map, especially during this section here that you can hear right now. You get some finger control going in this map. You get some slider streams going in this map that can trip some players up who might be more focused on just the pure mechanics side of things. So it's a map where Poland does still have a chance to win it, I think. Germany, though, very, very favored on this pick. Germany as a No Mod 2 team, incredibly strong, has been for several years. Like you said, your eyes immediately go to Whitecat, who has been seen full comboing near 8-star No Mod 2s in tournament for the last several years. So very, very strong player, and I think is going to be a part of what sets Germany apart on this No Mod 2 pick. Let's get into it. 200 BPM, Astronic Light Tech No Mod 2 here. 200 BPM, low aim focused, but definitely still a stamina requirement. Look at the length of some of these streams here at the intro. Shark, Rafis, and Wypan, and Mustache all breaking right at the start here. Rafis going to find another miss here. Malashevsky, the only full combo alive now for Poland. Germany with the three-way full combo going in out of the first quarter. Didn't expect 4 misses right off the bat for the combined miscount on both of these teams. So we'll see whether there's any chance at a comeback here for Poland, but it's a great start for Germany, that's for sure. Smarty, Whitecat, and Krill are all on the FCs.
This is, you know, kind of like the relatively straightforward part of the map here, too, as well. You really aren't into the super difficult stream patterns right now. So the fact that we're seeing chain misses from Shark and Wypan here, I'm hoping is just the result of them kind of getting into the swing of things on here, because these streams are just only going to get harder right now. It's been a big recovery from both sides. Whitecat does find the break. The 2 players that we thought were going to be the stars of Germany on this pick are actually the ones to find the misses here. It's going to be Kriller and Smarty to hold. Wypan trades a miss out here. Poland has some backing combo on Malashevsky, but they need one of these FCs to break on Germany for their way back into this right now. Smarty and Kriller both holding. Kriller does drop the SS, but holds the combo. There's really nothing Poland could do but hope that Germany finds a break in this last quarter here. It's still close enough to make a comeback. Oh, long stream right here. Nobody breaks. Let's see the space stream. It's Rafis to miss. Oh, that's terrible for Poland. Shark and Smarty both break, though. That could be it.
Kriller, the only full combo remaining now for Germany. There's not any big combo anywhere else, but Rafis and Mustache finds Splatter Breaks. Kriller drops as well. Malashevsky and Wypan still holding. Is there enough time here at the end of the map? No! The spinner at the end. If that spinner were replaced by extra notes, I think there would have been enough time, but it's just not quite enough. 56k, the margin of victory there for Germany as they collapse at the end of that map. But there's enough score on the rest of the team to offset that ending bit of combo coming out from Malashevsky and Wypan. 3 100 full combo for Malashevsky, 2 100s for Whitecat, 4 100s for Kriller. You can see the level of comfort on some of these players in this lobby on this map, just sky high on this sort of pick. But overall, the team comfort for Germany just that much better, and they are able to consolidate that first pick breakpoint on the hidden 3 from Poland. Germany off to a 2-0 start in this winner's bracket semifinals, looking like the consistent legacy team that we have seen from them over the last couple of years. The only team over the last 2 years now, up until South Korea just took down the United States, to really challenge the reigning world champions over and over again in that grand finals. Germany looking just as strong as ever here. Poland on the up and up, but gonna need to find a way back into this match. If that map is any indication, they've got some gas in the tank. They'll be able to find some very close maps and take the breakpoints later on, but yet to find one.
Well, they're going to go back in for No Mod 3. They seem to like their chances on these alt-styled picks right here. Maybe the hidden and some of the awkward patterning. Just getting the best of them on the Imperfect Animals pick, you know, it really was, again, we talked about the difference between that Kriller carry on there and the couple of misses that we saw on inopportune moments for the Polish roster here. But it is very interesting to see them immediately go back into an alt-styled pick after losing that hidden pick. You know, while they aren't too similar, it's definitely within this, you know, still kind of the same realm of skill set here. And, you know, if I lost a pick by 500k, maybe, you know, consider Poland has a lot of good strong points as a roster. You know, maybe not right into something that you previously went for. But Malashevsky maybe feeling a little bit better now, maybe a little bit more confident in this match. He looked a lot better on that No Mod 2, obviously, than the hidden 3. So we're expecting some big performances there. And maybe that's the difference that Poland is kind of banking on right now to try and get themselves right back into this match here. Of course, they're only down 1 break point, and that is not unrecoverable, but it's already an uphill battle that they're going to have to start fighting right from the start of this match right now. Germany going to try and respond with their roster here. Again, probably going to see something similar to what we saw on the hidden 3. I think in terms of what skill set this requires and the aim requirement, we're going to be looking for that here. Kriller coming back in for the final spot for Germany. I would have been surprised to not see them here. And then again, relatively the same roster for Poland running out here. It is the exact same roster for both teams on this one, with the exception of Smarty in for Okinawa.
And you also see, I think it's Mustache in for Bartek compared to the Hidden 3. So 1 sub for each team. And understandably so, Bartek, a very, very good hidden player, less so on the Nomad. Mustache, a very, very good Nomad player, less so on the hidden. So it's a sub that makes sense for both of these teams, I think. Same goes for Okinawa and Smarty, of course. As we get into another map that really just takes off as soon as you get into it, hits you right in the face with a massive wiggle pattern. Shark, Smarty finding misses here at the start. This time around, notably, it is not Poland finding a bunch of those early misses. It is Germany off to a little bit of a rougher start this time around. So already boding better on this map than it was on Hidden 3 for Poland. This map's about the same difficulty. We've seen similar average scores on the Nomad 3 and the Hidden 3, but the style of mapping on this is a little bit different. You see far less of the sort of flow aim patterning in this map, far more of the wiggle streams, the pattern streams, far more of the snap aim and super high spacing in this map than you do like XL, decel, cut stream type of stuff.
Oh, what is that buzz?
Mustache! The slider break into the first KI time, so likely to see a drop here. We do see one from Germany. Smarty in the first KI time will trade it out, so nothing huge, but Michi also dropping right after Mustache now. So this is a full combo traded over for Poland. No answer from Germany on the second trade from Michny now. It's Shark, White Cat, and Kriller all on the full combos. Shark on the reverse choke. White Cat will trade it out. Usually expect White Cat to be one of the best alt players in any lobby. Shark now also going to answer. Wow. And that is just Kriller now. It's only Kriller left alive.
1 FC remaining after that pattern there. We saw triple break on the same pattern from Germany. White Cat just a little bit before over-aiming that stream. It's Nahus and Malashevsky to hold the combos out for Poland here. These are two that you're going to see a lot on these types of maps performing extremely highly. We've seen it in previous weeks as well. Poland so good at these alt-styled Nomad picks here. Mustache having just a little bit of trouble here towards the middle of the map, but Michny has recovered perfectly to combat some of these broken combos from Germany, start to catch up to maybe that score line on White Cat here, and start to give Poland a little bit more of an advantage here. They have less than 100,000 score in their favor, but with another double break from Germany and a triple break now, that is going to be all of the gap that Poland need now. They're going to run away with these two FCs right now, and this score is out of hand for Germany already. 200,000 in favor of Poland. It's going to climb to 300,000 before I'm even going to be able to finish this entire sentence. And the supporting combos on Poland are now up on the board, and we are in the last 1/3 of the map here. Unwavering on Malashevsky and Nahus, both 99.5 and 99.6% accuracy plus on both sides. I think that might just be it for them. Oh, and another triple break from Germany.
I mean,
that's just it.
Yeah, this is Poland really showing off and kind of proving that, yeah, okay, we messed up on the Hidden 3. That was a fluke. We are still a very good aim controls team. We are still a very good gimmick team, still very good at ult, and we're going to show you exactly why. Nahus will not finish out the full combo, but it's not even necessary. The super high supporting combo on Michny is going to stave off any advance that Germany can put together here. And Malashevsky is just doing Malashevsky things, the best tournament player of 2022 for a reason here on the side of Poland. Finally finding his footing here in the Nomad 3 and putting on the carry pants that we all know he wears on this team.
Oh, Michny finally breaking that massive 1100 plus combo right there. That supporting score lasted for so long. Great performance from multiple players on the side of Poland here. I mean, you've got double what looks to be almost 600k scores at the very least on Nahus at the ending right here. Malashevsky going to kind of bring it home a little bit here. White Cat with the recovery at the ending. 1300 combo trying to do something, but it's certainly not enough. And there it is, 99.51 from Malashevsky. That's the performance that Poland is looking for from their star, and they're finally going to find it on their own pick. It is now 1-2 in favor of Germany. Going back to Germany's pick, Poland looking for that break point.
Yeah, by the way, that is the best score on No Mod 3 all weekend long, and the second full combo that the map has seen, the only other one coming out from MCY4 in Hong Kong's match against Canada. But yeah, Malashevsky doing Malashevsky things, putting on the carry pants, putting on the performance that Poland needs to see in order for them to continue winning the points and advancing potentially into the winners finals. Germany.
The chef is cooking.
The chef is cooking.
The chef is cooking.
He's cooking something up. He's cooking something up for sure. I bet they'll be cooking up a No Mod 5 or a Hard Rock 3 next. I'd put money on those picks. But for Germany, I think you're looking more into, any of the other tapping picks. A DT3, a DT1, something along those lines probably is going to be the pick for Germany. And I think we can see breakpoints on those picks, right? The DT2 free mod 2 bans are very well placed on a pool like this against the speed abuse team, because those are the most straightforward speed maps. In the DT3, you've got all this wacky slider stuff going on, you've got the higher approach rate, so it becomes more of a reading strain, finger control strain, slider aim strain map than just a pure burst pick. And in DT1, you've got a lot of really awkward aim. It's a Jonesin map, it's an Evil Elvis map, it's got a lot of wacky angles to the jumps that, a lot of that a lot of players who would usually be in for a farm style DT1 don't tend to do so well on. It's also very bursty at the same time, so Germany maybe going with that, but no, going with No Mod 1, which, what, is also quite good, because this team on No Mod 1 is really incredible. I was looking through some of the stats, and in round of 32, I don't know if a lot of people remember this, but Germany was number 7 on the map with 3 players. They were facing the Czech Republic, and somebody disconnected. I forget who disconnected, but all 3 of their players full comboed, and they got 3 million score with 3 players. So this is a team that is incredibly good at No Mod 1, incredibly consistent on this skill set. And yes, this map's a little bit awkward, but I don't think that's going to matter at all for a team like Germany.
I was gonna say it before they picked No Mod 1, but if you're Germany, obviously Germany, I think, is what we would kind of pin as the mechanics team, at least the mechanics favored team in this match in a lot of cases. And you want to pick those faster maps, you want to pick those stream aim-heavy picks here, but when you go for something like No Mod 1, you forfeit a lot of the difficulty that mechanics provides because of the simplicity of the No Mod 1, because it is that basic aim jump patterns that most players at this level of the game are pretty comfortable with. So you're really more gambling, and that's why No Mod 1 is a volatile pick for a lot of these teams, because you're basically just hoping that somebody slips up their cursor placement just slightly on one of these jumps here in the middle of the map. And, while Germany has been very consistent on this type of thing, maintaining that consistency when these jumps get bigger and these maps get a little bit more awkward here with some of the pauses and spacing on these kind of 1-2 patterns here really, really is something that you got to be careful about, because Poland, while they might not be, as seasoned on No Mod 1 in this tournament in terms of team performance, they certainly have the mechanics roster that works for this. It's going to be Okinamo to find the first notable break. Mishny found one right at the beginning, but here comes the big jump sections of the map coming up now. These do not get any smaller from here on. Ooh, Mustache.
We're gonna see the trade from Mustache Mishny with an early break, so it is a reverse choke on the side of Poland for a bit more of a combo lead for Germany than you would usually expect. About 150 combo up in total for Germany. Not that much, though. You can see the score lead pretty minuscule overall, and that's kind of what you are going to expect, is small score leads unless we see a mid-map collapse. These in-between sections, not all that difficult. It's the transitions into the Ki times that will really force out misses from these players. Like you said, you're just hoping for a little bit of a cursor misplacement from either of these teams to really see any misses come out. And these slow sections here, not going to do it for any of these players. We are now exactly halfway through These are the most impactful sections to miss on. There goes Mustache once again. Kriller, though, is going to trade out the full combo. Shark also trading. It's just Whitecat now holding on for Germany. The two-way full combo and reverse choke. And Whitecat is gone. Nahus will trade the miss, but Malashevsky and Michny holding on to the high combos. Malashevsky with the FC, Michny with the reverse choke. Okinawa's gone as well. It's full team collapse from Germany, and the team with the Nomad 1 consistency finds themselves inconsistent in the semifinals. Malashevsky and Michny to take the break point here, holding on to the high combos.
This is what happens when you pick the Nomad 1 this early into the match here. You forfeit the raw mechanics ability for the simplicity of the Nomad 1, and right now Malashevsky and Michny, the two best aim players on the side of Poland, making it work. Michny with the early break, 99.17, holding against the FC on Malashevsky right now, and we are now 300,000 score in favor of Poland and climbing. They are going to do it. Michny finds a break, but Malashevsky unwavering in the Nomad combo right now. We're coming into the final seconds of the map. Everyone is breaking around him on Germany and on the Polish side. It's just Malashevsky into the ending, and Poland are gonna respond to the break point immediately at the beginning of this match, and we are gonna get ourselves right back to 2-2. Poland straight back into things, into their own pick. We've got a match on our hands.
Malashevsky setting not only the second ever full combo on Nomad 3, but also the first full combo this weekend on the Nomad 1. Somehow this map is only 6.7 stars, but it doesn't really matter because the cross screens in this are absurd, and Malashevsky making them look easy here for Team Poland. The full combo to tie us back up in the winners semifinals and keep Poland on even ground against a Team Germany who has looked really just incredible throughout the whole tournament. As these teams now tied up 2-2, you're really looking once again for Poland to kind of pick into some of the more gimmicky stuff, to pick into stuff that Malashevsky is going to be unmatched on, to pick into the maps that Germany might have trouble putting up a competent 4-player roster for. Things like the Nomad 5, the Hidden 1, the Hard Rock 3, things like maybe the Freemod 4 as well, or Freemod 3, I think are all really solid picks for them. But with how good that Nomad 3 was, I have to look at something like the Nomad 5 at Burnt Rice for Poland, because that map, I think, is probably the closest and is just the most gimmicky, out there pick in the entire
Doubles
pool, right?
hell.
Like,
Doubles hell.
It's just crazy.
It's ridiculous. Man, I've got to feel bad for Whitecat after that Nomad 1, though. Two 100s, easily the best act in the lobby, just with that singular miss coming out. It's going to be the Hard Rock for Poland. I am not surprised to see this. Unironically, you know, we've been talking a lot about those star players on Poland with some of their aim and the ability, consistency that we've seen. Yeah. And we've seen a lot of consistency out of Malashevsky and even Michny on that Nomad 1. And if there's somebody you can count on to play some good Hard Rock precision for Poland, I feel like Michny is one of those people you want to have in on the roster right now. Ypan as well. If you've seen previous rounds with this Polish roster, Ypan has certainly kind of taken a really good foothold in these upper level matches. You know, this is kind of like the first instance we've really seen of Ypan in these kind of open rank upper level tournaments here with OWC. And they've just done a fantastic job of kind of getting into the swing of things on these difficult map pools and these high pressure situations right here to fit the slot for their team for Hard Rock here. With Germany, you've got to worry about certain people as well. Smarty, obviously, I think the kind of Hard Rock specialist you're kind of expecting on these type of precision picks are here. Whitecat, the consistency you're looking for again for that carry from Germany. Whitecat is to Germany as Malashevsky should, you know, kind of is to Poland, or rather Whitecat should be. Unfortunately has been finding a couple of one misses here and there on some of these picks, so Germany really hoping to see some improved performance there. They're also looking for Kriller to maintain the consistency that we've seen out of him so far. He's looked really good in this match up until this point. Had a little bit of trouble on that Nomad 1 with the two misses there, but it is a Nomad 1. Something a little bit more difficult to be consistent on. And it looks like Roth is actually going to be taking the last spot for Poland rather than Michny. It's a little bit interesting to see from them. You know, hoping it works out for them. Kind of, again, interesting to see Michny not in for a precision-styled Hard Rock, but it's their chance.
I get including Mustache and Rafis over Mishni on this, though, because this map is really streamy. It's a very different precision pick from what we've seen so far in the World Cup this year. As, you know, there's lots of parts of this where if you don't have 200 BPM stamina, you're going to drop a ton of accuracy. You're going to have a hard time transitioning into the finger control or aim sections that come afterwards. And you're going to have a hard time holding onto your flow aim at the same time. So I get the decision to put in some streamier players, some players with better stamina, better speed, like Mustache and Rafis. Unfortunately, it's not working out so well for Poland right now, as Mustache and Wypan finding several early breaks here. Malashevsky and Rafis holding on to the full combos. There goes Rafis as I say that. And it's a four-way full combo to 1 from Malashevsky right now. This pick seems like the kryptonite of so many teams. I've seen I don't know how many breakpoints on this map throughout the weekend. It was picked twice into Russia, and Russia breakpointed on it twice in a row. Germany looking to do the same here with the four-way full combo intact halfway through the map. I mean, this map just seems like a bad pick for whoever ends up picking it, being the unfortunate team to pick it this weekend. As, you know, as good as Malashevsky's playing right now, it doesn't matter. Smarty and Kriller are both still holding the same accuracy. Shark finally is going to drop the first miss at all for Germany. But it's just, I mean, what do you do against this if you are Poland? I guess you don't pick this map, right? That's the only way you avoid certain doom on this Hard Rock 2, because Germany is completely dominating on this map right now. This is going to be the three-way full combo for Germany if they manage to hit the cut streams at the end here. And in just ridiculous fashion, three-way full combo, 3.85 mil on the score. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Just ridiculous from Germany. Wow. Wow. What do you do?
That is
what do you do?
1 million score gap for Germany on Poland's pick there. It didn't even matter who came in for that pick for Poland, because another FC wouldn't have won them the map. So you're looking at, I mean, I don't know. I guess this is unironically one of those Hard Rock maps that you play in practice and you go through the map and you're like, oh, it's flow aim streams. You know, it's a little bit of precision. I can do this. I'm comfortable on flow aim streams. And then the map ends up, you know, you play it in a match, and the second you play 6.5 in a tournament match, and I think most people who have played tournaments have experienced this at one time or another, you pick 6.5 in a high pressure situation, and any amount of nerves, and you miss somewhere. And when it comes to flow aim and parts of these types of maps where you can chain miss a lot, or, you know, kind of miss aim one thing and then it'll carry over to the next pattern, that's the type of thing you see. And I think that's why a lot of these teams do so bad on this Hard Rock 2 compared to what they expect, because you can't prepare for how you're feeling on any given day when the map starts. You just have to hope that your confidence and your aim control is there. You know, fortunately for Germany, it certainly was there for them. For Poland, not as much as they wanted it to be. They certainly didn't have bad scores. A very respectable team score of 2.9 million. But Germany putting up almost 4 million, that's the type of performance that you kind of expect to see out of a top 3 seeded team with
Germany with the top score this weekend. That was the top score this weekend.
Exactly. You know, you didn't perform badly. Your other team just happens to be insane. But it's speed now. It's the DT3. We've seen a lot of finger control required on this map, which is kind of what we were talking about earlier with like the mechanic style picks, where Germany wants to pick the most mechanics favored maps that are not straightforward. So something that is fast but requires you to have this command of high BPM plus finger control and maybe a little bit of stamina when, you know, you consider this length of a pick right here. You've really got to have everything come into control here. But picking this against Poland, you've got some good speed players on that roster too. So it really is up to the consistency of Germany to play here.
Yeah, Rafis, Malashevsky, Wypan actually is a little interesting for me, and Nahu's is still a very scary roster for Poland. You know, Rafis kind of made a name for himself on high approach rate DT speed, right? Like if you were playing the game 7 years ago, you remember Rafis as the absolute best DT player in the game, overtaking HVic at the time as the single best DT player the game had ever seen. So this is somebody who has a long storied history of playing maps like this and should be very consistent on something like this, where AR 10.3 just is not even a factor to some of the players in this lobby. We're going to see how this map goes, though. It's been tricky for lots of teams to execute on. It's been tricky for lots of teams to find the scores I think they expect to see on a map like this. Everybody holding for now. Aimbot cone, Forsen to find the first miss for either team. It's on Germany's side. A little bit of a combo lead for Poland as we get closer and closer to the first KI time. Kriller there gonna draw. No, Bancho miss. Ypan gonna trade the miss from Aimbot cone out. No other misses from anybody else. Kriller's was a Bancho miss, so not a real drop there for Germany, crucially, to keep the score very, very close. The accuracy on the side of Poland looking very, very good and keeping it relatively close here despite the combo advantage for Germany. But there goes Gnahus, and there goes the score lead over to Germany's side. Malashevsky and Rafis can only do so much on this map. Aimbot cone is going to trade it once again. Rising is going to drop as well. And now we've got ourselves a map here.
Ooh, it's going to be so hard for Poland to bring this back, though. Ypan continuing to find combo breaks during the map here. Gnahus finding that break is not going to matter as much with the recovery he's had, but that accuracy drop that he took down to 97% is really what's making the difference right now. The accuracy on Kriller and Neox is enough to match Rafis and Malashevsky right now. It's interesting to note that Germany is not running Okinamo on a speed pick like this, and I feel like this is something that I would normally expect to see him very confident in, but we've seen similar cases with teams like Canada where despite Ryuke being one of the best, DT speed players on their team, not playing certain DT picks. Right now, it's staying pretty even for both teams. It's working out for Germany despite this maybe slightly unconventional single player switch out right here. It's so close in the middle, and it's really just being thrown over by these supporting combos right now. Rising and Aimbot cone doing just a little bit better than Gnahus and Ypan to provide these supporting combos, and Rising's accuracy right now is really making the difference. And there goes Rafis. Kriller trades it out, though, but it's not going to be enough for Malashevsky to do on his own. They need to see a break from Neox right now, and if you know anything about this German roster, you know that Neox does not break on DT.
We'll see if that holds true to the end of this map. It's the supporting combo as well for Rising and Aimbot cone. But that miss from Ypan, I think this one's just about over. As good as the score is from Malashevsky, 99.62% accuracy, by the way. That act is absurd on this map. I want to see if that's the top score on the map this weekend, because that accuracy is just demon. Finally drops near the end there, but yeah, Germany as a team, just more consistent on the DT, and that is what you expect to see from this roster, is this kind of unreal consistency on these double time picks. It's what they've come to be known for over the last few years of the US World Cup, as this kind of monolithic speed team that can use that raw skill in the mechanics department to take down anyone else. And that's exactly what they did here to Poland, despite 8 100s on the full combo from Malashevsky's second best score on the map this weekend. All for naught as Neox finishes out the full combo. And by God, look at the act from Rising. 5 100s, just one slider break tainting the scoreline there for Rising. Otherwise would have been the best score this weekend on that map. And yeah, that team is scary on speed. Scary on these DT picks.
It's Neox. It really is every time for Germany. You've seen it year after year. It's, Neox is not a player that you can test on these speed picks ever for this tournament, and Germany relies on this consistent performance so much, and it works every time for them. Rising almost coming so close up to the top with just that slider break 5 100s there. Kriller with the missing at the ending, but it's that combo to match with Malashevsky and Rafis with that unfortunate miss as well, just not being able to make up that score difference against Kriller here. Germany continuing to maintain that mechanics kind of roster here. We've seen it year after year. Even in the rivalry that we had, the past year or two between the U.S. and Germany, despite the dominance of the U.S. roster, Germany has consistently been a team that just wins mechanics maps, regardless of the team. And I don't want to talk about it too much because they're not playing in this match, but the U.S. is traditionally regarded as a pretty well-rounded team across the board. But when they play against Germany, they are not a mechanics team. Nobody is a mechanics team against Germany. If you think you have the best mechanics players in the world, you need to rethink that against this team. And right now, Poland trying to take a little bit of a different route. They're going into hidden one right now. They're going to try and bring it back to aim. Maybe a little bit more awkward here, of course, with the Cali Cube style, the aim map right here. This is definitely not your conventional style like you saw on Nomad 1. So you're really looking for some more carry performances on this than you were seeing on the previous picks right here. But this does give an opportunity for players like Okinamo to kind of come back in and strut their stuff for the German roster, as well as Whitecat, who is known for these aim picks in here. But that also means that you're putting Malashevsky back in his comfort zone. We talk about teams like Canada with Zudinator being comfortable on these awkward aim hidden picks right here. Malashevsky falls right under that same category, right alongside it. And it's the type of map that he'll just FC on a whim. So Poland very correct in picking something like this, very justified. But they do need a breakpoint again. They got that breakpoint back. They're going to need another one now. Germany needs Whitecat to maybe step up a little bit on this hidden aim pick here. It's worked out well for them so far to have him kind of one-missing this stuff, but if you can catch Whitecat having a good day on one of these maps right here, Poland might just get shut out. They're really having a lot of opportunities to win these picks because we're seeing these, kind of random misses that are a little bit more uncharacteristic for Whitecat. And right now, banking on the Malashevsky performance potentially, maybe Bartek to back it up as well, another very good hidden aim player. We're looking for a little bit more consistency out of him as well, potentially. But it's time.
We're going to need to see some pretty solid performances from several of these hidden players for Germany on this sort of map, I think, as we see some very, very strong hidden aim players back in here for Poland as well. Bartek and Nahus are... For Nahus, I think it's a little bit less straightforward because a lot of people aren't as familiar with him in tournaments, especially at the highest level. But Bartek, well known as an incredible aim, an awkward aim hidden player in tournament. Malashevsky, it goes without saying, Nahus is really, really solid at this kind of stuff as well. Whitecat going to find the first break. It's going to be traded by Bartek early on here, so a little bit of an advantage to Germany in the accuracy and combo departments right now. Nahus not as good on the accuracy. Mustache also in for Poland, so looking to put up a good supporting score here for Malashevsky, but there are some... Oh, that miss is painful on the perfect stacks there for Mustache. And as I was saying, there are some very good hidden players on this roster for Germany. To say nothing of Kriller, Okinamo and Shark are extremely good and extremely consistent on this type of hidden aim as well. Kriller and Shark, though, both finding drops here. And suddenly it's only Okinamo left standing for Germany. Malashevsky and Nahus with the full combos for Poland now, looking way, way better than they were about 15 seconds ago. As finally some drops come through for the German side. And Okinamo, I think the oldest player left on the roster for Germany right now, the longest standing World Cup player on Germany's team. Gonna have to put in the work to try and take this breakpoint. But Poland, down the breakpoint, really need this
and there he
to come
goes.
through. And there's the break for Okinamo. So this is looking fantastic for Poland now. And this pick, I mean, this is such a polarizing pick for a number of reasons, but it's just so hard. Like, if you are not an awkward aim hidden player, getting into the rhythm and the groove of something like this is so, so difficult, even if you have the mechanics for it, like we know Germany does. Even if you have the mechanics, it's just so difficult, but because it requires a bit of a different skill set, a bit of a different reading-based, aim control-based skill set than what you're used to on other aim maps, and that's why you see this Polish roster doing so well on it.
I mean, this is a carry pick. This is a pick that we've seen match after match with one singular player able to go in full combo this, and it makes the biggest difference in the world because you have to be so consistent at these kind of density, sharp angle patterns right here. And Shark gets caught out on the slider. I was waiting to see if one of the FCs were going to get caught on it, but nothing. Nahus and Malashevsky both holding the FC. Bartek with just that break at the beginning, and Mustache now with a 600 plus combo. There's really just not any time for Germany to get back into this unless we see a four-way break from Poland right now. And they're going to get right back into the swing of things after that previous lost pick there. Bartek, Whitecat, Okinamo all trading with these larger jumps at the ending right here. The question is, will Poland be able to finish out with these combos at the ending right now? It's another break from Whitecat and Okinamo to seal the deal if it wasn't already. Oh my god, we've seen one full combo on this, and Nahus finds a slider break on nothing at the ending. It's only going to be the one full combo. He does find a miss afterwards. Mustache, with almost 1,000 combo going to be put up at the ending here, is going to maintain it into these last few patterns here. And that is Poland with what is going to be pretty close to a 3 million team score on this hidden one. This has to be one of the best scores of the weekend.
This is the best. This is already the best. It's the best score by over 300,000 points. They beat Canada's score on this, which was previously the best, by over 300,000 score. Malashevsky on the FC. I shudder to think of what the score would have been like if Nahus hadn't missed at the end and Mustache hadn't missed near the start. I mean, can you imagine how ridiculous this score would have been had those two players been just that little bit more consistent on this map? Because they are already far and away the best team on this pick this weekend. And that, I think, solidifies a bit more of the identity for Poland going into these later stages as somebody against whom you need to ban out these awkward aim hidden picks, because they are without a doubt the best team in the tournament at them.
Man, that was just that's the performance that you love to see out of both of these teams, especially Poland, on their own picks here. You know, really being down that break point right now. They need to keep this momentum as much as they possibly can, and every single pick that they get is another step towards that. Germany, they're going to go immediately back into the speed. This is the kind of the area they're going to stay in, I think, as long as they possibly can. Poland only banning out one of the DTs into this match leaves 3 open for Germany. Only 2 of them are mechanics favored, though. So after this, I think Germany potentially using this to try and force the match point against Poland right now. It is an aim-styled pick, which again, we've seen Poland map after map, really be confident at these aim-style maps in here. But the BPM of this, and it is lower AR as well, so I really don't know what to think about, the winner of this potentially. Malashevsky, thus far in this match, has easily been the best player across both teams, far and beyond. Kriller being the best player for Germany as well. You're looking for those DT players to step up right now. Luckily for Poland, Malashevsky being the best player in the lobby and being the best player at almost every skill set for this team is in for this map. And Kriller, potentially not the best player on Germany for this DT1, leaves a little bit more uncertainty for them, I would think. You do have, again, that amazing roster with Neox and Rising very evidently confident at this. But the wild card of someone like Whitecat right now is something to be concerned about for Germany. He has not looked like he's been playing up to his full potential in this match right now. And on an aim DT, you kind of need Whitecat to be playing well, for both of these teams. That is the advantage that Germany normally has. So for their sake, they're hoping for that kind of boosted performance on this DT right now. Poland is hoping that he continues to play the way he has been.
Yeah, I mean, this has been still a very solid match for Germany. They are still up the break point. They're looking to keep that advantage and force match points. So make no mistake, Germany still the team that's favored on this pick. But like you said, I think for a lot of the players who would go in for a usual DT1 but don't go in for other DT maps, this pick starts to feel a little off. And that's why you see Kriller out. But Germany is still a team that has such good DT players, and I think that this map can just be summed up by the term DT map. This is a DT map through and through. If you're a speed player, you'll be good at it. If you're a high approach rate player, you'll be able to read it. If you have good speed aim, you'll be able to deal with a lot of the jumps in this map, because this is something that kind of tests everything that you usually see in the entire DT pool all at once. And that's what makes it so tricky for a lot of other players. And that's what makes it something that a team like Germany can take very good advantage of. Still on the 4-way full combo right now. Only Rofus with a very early miss. Gonna find another one here at the end of the first KI time. Bartek as well gonna drop for Poland. So that is now 2 FCs to 4 in the favor of Germany. And The DT team winning the DT map, I think, is pretty indicative of just how well this pick works. Frankly speaking,
if their combos didn't say it, their acts do.
Yeah. This map is OD7. This map is OD7 before DT, so you expect to see high accuracy. Yeah, you expect to see high accuracy, but then you have Bartek, who kind of shows what you can see from a lot of other players as well. 97, 98 accuracy is still not bad on this, but everyone in this lobby just with such high accuracy. Ypan now dropping the third FC for Poland. I think this map's just already over. Okinamo will drop halfway through for Germany, but unless we see a full team reset... Okay, there's 2 out of 4. Hold up.
This is doable. Malashevsky still has 600,000 potential score on the FC. Fortunately for Germany, they have both Whitecat and Rising on the potential 600,000 score gains right here. Again, we talk about, Rising, how good he looked on the DT3 right now, just with that one miss, had the highest accuracy in the entire lobby. And they're looking pretty comfortable on this one right now. And then again, that performance boost from Whitecat that we were looking for this entire match, it's coming at a really good time for Germany as 2 more break for Poland, and that's just going to be if they don't even have the supporting scores to match up against this, even if Germany finds a double break right now. And counting on both Whitecat and Rising to break is going to be a lot. Whitecat does find a miss, and Rofus is trying to back it up right now, but Rising is going to hold off Malashevsky. For all it's worth, it might be too late, though. And Malashevsky now, it definitely is.
Yeah, and that's kind of what we expected. It's a little bit of a contest here from Poland near the end as we see some unlucky breaks come through for Whitecat and Rising, but it just doesn't matter all that much because the whole first 3/4 of the map is so Germany favored that the ending is irrelevant. S rank for Whitecat, 11 100s, 800s on Okinamo, 600s on Rising. The comfort could not be clearer for these players. Some very, very unfortunate misses for Malashevsky and Rofus there. 3 100s or 4 100s on Rofus there is kind of absurd. Yeah. But Germany as a team, just incredibly consistent and incredibly good on these speed picks. The DT mod as a whole favors Germany, the mechanics monolith that they have been throughout the last few World Cups, showing no signs of stopping there in the DT1. And now we get the last pick for Poland. They are down 5-3. It's going to be Poland's last pick. If they win it, we see the last pick from Germany. But Poland has to win the next 2 maps in a row just to force the tiebreaker, as Germany now is on match point. So where do we see Poland go from here is the question. There are a few maps left up that I think would be pretty solid for them. The No Mod 4, No Mod 5, Hard Rock 3, Free Mod 3, Free Mod 4, I think are all okay picks for this roster. They've done very well on the alt map so far. They're a very good tech team and gimmick team overall, and they're a very good reading team. So I think any of those maps are relatively good for them, and we're probably going to see Germany pick once more into the mechanics in Hard Rock 1 and Free Mod 1.
Yeah, they need to avoid the free mod, I think, right now. Oh my god, they went for free mod. This is going to be very interesting now. I was going to say they might want to avoid free mod because of Germany's overall ability to just throw one player in on a guaranteed FC on this, but maybe they know something that we don't right now. Poland, they've had some really good players on the hidden maps, obviously with Malashevsky playing through there, but they really haven't had a Hard Rock star in this match thus far. So picking something like this is definitely an interesting route to go for when Germany put up a 3-way FC on your Hard Rock Precision map, which very clearly means that they're comfortable with the mod. Kind of an unfortunate situation for Poland to be in, having to win both of these last 2 picks right here. That Paper Moon play, I want to talk about the most tragic part of that is Bartek actually putting up the bottom score on Poland for that DT1 pick. He actually has the number 1 score on the global leaderboards for that map with four 100s, by the way. With 4 100s. He is ridiculously good at that map, but I think he just got, tournamented. And, by no means is that his fault, but it's an unfortunate scenario that Poland is now in because of their loss on that DT1. where, I think what I've just mentioned is kind of more meant to highlight the fact that could have very well worked in Poland's favor on that. Yeah. And Germany was kind of just gambling in on the DT1, hoping for some breaks from Poland. But right now, Poland's kind of going back into the free mod. On an interesting note here, again, I have to wonder if their Hard Rock player, on Mustache right now is more confident than he was on the Hard Rock 2. Nahu's going to be the one running on the hidden. Not a terrible idea for them if you want Malashevsky to have more of a guaranteed full combo. Mishny, he's looked pretty okay on the aim so far right here for these maps so far. Hopefully that, kind of remains true on a slightly lower AR pick on the AR 9.2. It's not AR 9, so the 2.2 does make a difference here, but it is lower than most players are comfortable with on kind of these more density-styled aim picks here. Smarty, gonna find the first break on the Hard Rock. It's only about 150 combo into the map. Not gonna matter too much, and it's gonna keep the score flickering back and forth, though, with the German accuracy lead right now. Okinamo going to find a break at the beginning as well. Maybe a couple signs that Germany is not too comfortable on this. White Cat's going to miss at the beginning as well.
And you know what? Mustache is going to trade it, but yeah, this is a very good start for Poland. I think I didn't like this pick at first because, we talk about Germany as this really, really good mechanics team all the time, but I think the reason why Poland went into this is because of the Nomad 1 we saw earlier in this match. 980k FC for Malashevsky, 760k for Michny, and nobody on Germany's side above 660k for White Cat. Kriller the only one above 600k at all. So I think Poland is saying, their aim consistency is not here today. They might have us beat on speed mechanics, but you cannot count us out on these types of more awkward aim maps. Smarty, again, finding the drop. We see Okinamo and White Cat on good recovery, but Mustache recovering just as well, and with a three-way full combo on the rest of Poland, it is looking good for the Polish roster so far, but this is a long map. This is almost 4.5 minutes of this type of aim consistency. Way longer than Nomad 1, actually. Nomad 1 only just over 3 minutes. So this is 1.5 times as long. Mustache and Smarty, the Hard Rock players, going to trade misses once again, which leaves us with combo advantage once more on the side of Poland.
Hard Rock
not by a ton,
so
but the score is going to keep going in their favor. Michny finds the slider break on the Nomad, though, and that gives combo advantage squarely over to the side of Germany. 2 FCs is not enough to combat the FC from Kriller and the 2 big supporting combos on Okinamo and White Cat. So Nahus and Malashevsky. It's enough to keep it even, but they're going to have their work cut out for them holding on to this score lead because the rest of Germany does have big combos.
Man, these Hard Rock players having so much trouble with this, and understandably so. These slider, shapes and these aim patterns are so difficult when you add in that precision requirement on this. You have to be so on your aim right now. There goes Nahus with the full combo break. That's going to be massive for Germany to get right back into this. The score lead is going to disappear so quickly right now. Poland has to pray for a break from Germany right now. Otherwise, this match is going to come to a close in the last quarter of Poland's last pick of the match right now. Michny and Mustache bringing it back up, but Nahus is going to get slow slidered on the hidden. That's terrible for Poland right now. They cannot afford a single combo break. It is now a 100,000 score gap between these two teams and shrinking. Germany's score continuing to climb. Kriller doing an amazing job on the Nomad FC. Malashevsky's matching it, but it's Okinamo and White Cat. White Cat doing absolutely amazing to recover on these last 2 picks so far right now, and Okinamo doing what he needs to do on the hidden. It's going to be score lead back to Germany in the last quarter of the map right now. Poland looking for something from Germany. They're waiting for a miss, but it's just not coming out.
And this is just doom and gloom for Poland. It looks like Mustache going to find the break as well. And unless we see pretty much a 4-way break for Germany right now, this is going their way as the combos on Poland just not high enough to stage a comeback with anything less than a full team reset from Germany. Smarty is going to trade it out with Mustache and Gnahus, but the end of the map is here, and the end of the line is here for Poland. They will be knocked down to loser's bracket in the upset win for Team Germany, 6-3 in the semifinals. A missed pick from Poland at the end of the match, and Germany will once more, for the third year in a row, secure themselves a spot in the winners' finals.
Man, that is the match over. It's done. It's dusted. Germany, like you said, again, with another performance in the winners bracket semifinals, going to be advancing to a guaranteed top 3 placement. They will be playing against the 5th seeded South Korea, again, looking for another upset next weekend, potentially being the 3rd seeded team this year. They could potentially secure that spot. Poland now has to face off against the 4th seeded Canada, who was able to drop only 3 points against Australia and 0 against Hong Kong, who almost swept Indonesia. So that is clearly a strong team they're going up against. Immediately after that as well, with the double losers bracket, it's United States versus China, and the winner of Poland-Canada will have to face off against the winner of that other match between the 12th seeded China, who is making it to one of your top 6 place finishes this year. But Germany is going to be your final winner of this weekend. That is it for the semifinals matches. If you want to go check out the challenge, all of the results have been updated, as well as the pick'ems run by Halo Watcher on that site. You can get a chance to check out scores there. So again, it's South Korea versus Germany in your winners bracket. It's Poland versus Canada and United States versus China. Those are your current top 6 teams left remaining in the tournament. There is 2 weekends left to go. We've got the finals and the grand finals to go, which means that we have our finals map pool showcase coming up in about 15 minutes. Any closing thoughts about this weekend, Dio?
This has been a hell of a weekend for anybody watching the OWC World Cup. You take a look at the bracket here. You have, of course, the tiebreaker upset for South Korea over the United States. You have what some people view as an upset in seeding, but the expected result here, Germany winning against Poland 6-3. It's a big shakeup. It's a big shakeup this weekend with a brand new face, South Korea, in the winners finals for the first time in 3 years. We have the United States in the losers bracket out of semifinals. You have Canada once more making their way in, and you had some really, really stellar performances from China in the losers bracket as well. Such a fantastic weekend to be watching the World Cup here in the semifinals. And I am just more and more excited for the finals and grand finals as we make our way there into week number 7. Week 6 in the losers finals, going to be some banger matches. Canada versus Poland in particular. I am very, very excited for that match, and whether or not Malashevsky and the crew can keep it up against a team which has really solidified themselves in the last couple years for Canada as one of the best few teams in the World Cup. That is going to do it for us here at the World Cups, though. Some quick housekeeping things before we send it off for the map pool showcase. Don't forget that you can support your favorite teams in the tournament with banners. Thank you, Chili Repair.
Let's go!
They're on the OWC store. You can go to the OWC store right now and purchase yourself some banners to support your favorite teams. You can also directly support the World Cups for the first time in OWC World Cup history through Open Collective. Link in the chat right now. Anything else I'm missing for housekeeping?
I think we're pretty good on that one.
All right.
That's pretty cool stuff. Again, yeah, you can support your favorite teams. You can also support teams that have been eliminated from the tournament if your favorite team happens to no longer be in the running for one of the top spots. If you want to just show them that you still care. Once again, Open Collective pool is now over $1,000 contributed to the prize pool, so your top 3 favorite teams have now gained an extra, I think our prize pool, well over $6,000 for the top teams this year. So thank you very much, everyone who has donated thus far. We very much appreciate it, as those running this tournament, as well as the players, rewarding them for their exceptional performances and efforts within the tournament this year. We love to see all of the support, hopefully retained through the rest of it. But again, that is it for the semifinals weekend. We are now done with all of those matches. We're going to be moving on to finals weekend again. Our top 6 teams, to congratulate all of those who have made it this far. We thank everyone who has been eliminated for coming out for the tournament this year. We're going to take a quick, short 10-minute break before